So welcome back, my friends, to another video here on the channel. Today I'm going to be walking you guys through the brand new dungeon in Destiny 2. If you guys do enjoy this one, leave a like, subscribe for more, and let's go ahead and jump straight into this. First things first, my friends, what we're going to be wanting to do is going over to the last city location. Again, it's going to look like this on the map, just the last city. We're going to be going over here to this marker here, which is going to be Rogue Network. And when we make our way over there, we're going to be talking to Spider, Spider's new location. We're just going to interact with him. We're going to get the quest basically to start the dungeon, and that's going to give us access to the dungeon essentially. So go ahead, talk to him, get that quest, and we'll get started. Okay, so once you boot into the dungeon, what you're going to want to do is just make your way straight ahead. Very, very simple to get to the kind of first area. Now, when you get to the first area, it's going to be a little bit confusing. It's going to seem like Deep Stone Crypt. It's going to be a little bit different than Deep Stone Crypt, the way it's going to work. But basically, there's going to be this whole kind of area here. Now, there's going to be a bunch of different keypads. There's going to be a keypad right here on the ceiling. There's going to be one all the way over on this side over here. There's going to be another one all the way over here on that wall right there. There's going to be one on this pillar, and then there's going to also be a keypad right over here on this door right here. So keep an eye out for those keypads. What we're going to be wanting to do, and there's also these things right here. These are where you can store these certain buffs that we're going to be getting. So just keep that in mind. And what you're going to want to do when you start this out is just going to clear out a bunch of ads. And eventually, when you clear enough ads out, you're eventually going to see a couple different guys. This one's going to have a red thing over his head. This is going to be the Operator Augment. The one who has the Operator Augment, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be shooting the keypads. But there's also going to be this other guy right here. As you can see, there's going to be a scanner. And what the scanner guy is going to be doing is something a little bit different. He's going to be actually being able to see which keypads you have to hit. So if I go ahead and pick up the scanner, I'll show you guys how that works. All right, so picking up the scanner, you can see on my mini map, if you look at my mini map, it shows me where all the locations of the keypads are. Now, if I go up close to the keypad, it'll disappear on the mini map if it's the wrong one. So I'm going to go over to this one, for example. And when I get close, right here, okay, I can see that the one on the roof right here is going to be one of the right ones. And then if I go here, this one's also going to be one of the right ones. And then if I go here, if I don't die, this is another right one. So basically, I have to shoot all those three ones. You can see on the mini-map, they turned white. So that whoever has a scanner is going to have to communicate with whoever has the operator to shoot those three. Now, obviously, right now, what I could do, since I am currently alone, I do have a teammate that's loading in, is I could drop my augment here. So if you are doing this solo, and then I can go pick up the operator one back over in this one over here. And I can go ahead and shoot the three correct ones that we just kind of looked at. So again, it's going to be this one right here. If I can hit it correctly, hold on. So I'm going to shoot this one. You can see that was right. I'm going to shoot this one. That was right. And if I go ahead and I shoot this one over here, this should be the third one. Okay, so there's actually 4 that you have to shoot. So there you go. I just hit the 4th one. So there's 5 different keypads. You have to shoot 4. Once you shot the correct 4, you're going to go to this door in the back right here. It's going to open up, and we're going to be able to go ahead and continue. Once both teammates, or all 3 teammates, or just if you're solo, are in here together, that door is going to shut, and if you just stand by this door, it's going to eventually open up, and you can continue through this path. Now, this pathway is going to be pretty straightforward for the most part. There's going to be a little kind of secret area to kind of get through. So what we're going to be doing is we're kind of heading back over here. We're going to drop back over here, and you can see down here, there's kind of like this red area. There's going to be a bunch of trip mines, so do be careful of all these trip mines that you don't activate them, because it is a wipe area. And it will kill you very, very quickly. So just kind of make your way through this area here. Follow my pathway. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward for the most part. Watching these trip mines as you go through, because if you trigger them, pretty much that's what's going to happen. You're gonna die, and it's not going to be good. So again, just kind of follow the path here. We're gonna have this kind of like blue light right here on the right side. We're gonna be going through. You don't really need to kill the ads. You're gonna go to the left here. Do be wary of that. Yeah, lots of trip mines here, and I just died. So again, as you're falling down, you're going to see a bunch of trip mines you're just going to be wary of. And once you get to this area here, this is going to be the first actual encounter. Now, before we start the encounter, I will put the flag down, but before we do this, I'm going to show you guys how this works. It's going to be 3 doors, okay? So what's going to happen is when I trigger it, I'm going to basically go up there and I'm going to trigger it. There's going to be this big Briggs or whatever. It's going to fall down. Once we've defeated him, there's going to be some ads. Once we've cleared them out, these doors are going to open. This one here, there's going to be one over here, and they all have symbols above them. That's not there for any purpose besides just kind of helping you communicate with your teammates. And there's going to be one right here. It's going to be 3 doors. In those doors, we're going to be going through, and the process is going to be the exact same in all 3 doors, what we're going to explain in a second, but we're going to be going through it, and we're going to be doing something in there, and we're going to be getting 3 different kind of orbs. Basically, there's going to be these 3 nuclear cores, I guess what you're going to call them, and we're going to have to dunk them in these 3 areas here. You see it says they're offline, but we're going to have to dunk them in 3. So there's 3 rooms, we're going to be getting 3 nuclear cores, and that's how it's going to work. So I'll show you guys exactly how this works in real time. So once you go ahead and start this out, you're going to see, again, the brig is going to spawn in. Once the brig spawns in, there's going to be a bunch of ads that we're going to be clearing out. Eventually, there's going to be a guy with a scanner that should be spawning here in just a second. And he usually spawns kind of like right around here, give or take. There you go. So he's right there. What we're going to do is we're going to grab the scanner. We're going to go into whatever room you want to go into first. It doesn't really matter. We'll just go into this one first, right here. And there's going to be a bunch of ads you're going to have to clear kind of, you know, as you go kind of through. But as you go through, you're going to see like these kind of 2 bigger guys, usually. Or I guess, yeah, right there. So there's like the machine priests or whatever. There's usually like 1 or 2 of them. Yeah, 2 of them right here. And then there's going to be 2 of them a little bit further in ahead. Again, I'm not going to show you guys this whole kind of thing for each room, but that's what gets you kind of the gist of it. So basically, when you get halfway through the room, there's going to be 2 of those guys. If you don't kill all of the ads, this door is not going to spawn, not going to, you know, basically go away. Once you get into this room here, you're going to see a bunch of different, you know, ads and whatever. There's usually going to be somewhere where you can kind of dunk your augment. Keep an eye out, because you see I have like 13 seconds left. You can dunk it and you can take it right back, and then it kind of refreshes it for that other minute. There's going to be the operator right over here, which I'm going to need my teammate to pick up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically communicate with him, and we're going to do exactly what we did in the intro. Again, the mechanics are going to be the exact same with the scanners and the operators. So when we go into this area here, there's going to be 2 big guys again that my teammate cleared out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. I'm going to tell my teammate, okay, shoot this one right here. And he's going to shoot this one. And I'm going to go check this one as well. You're going to be shooting. I'm going to go check this one over here. Okay, shoot this one. And then I'm going to check this one. Let me see. Nope, not that one. It disappeared on my mini-map. I'm going to go check this one. Shoot this one right here. And there you go. What's going to happen is there's going to be a nuclear core that's going to spawn. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put my augment in here. My teammate's going to put his augment in the other one. And that's going to make it so like they're going to show up in the other rooms. When we do go to the other rooms, I'm going to grab this nuclear core. And you can see I have radiation 2 at the top middle of my screen. If it hits 10, I'm basically going to explode. So what I'm going to want to do is... first of all, I'm going to have my teammate go ahead of me and clear things out. But I can also drop it. So I can drop it and help. There's a timer for how long I can, you know, have it on the ground. So just keep that in mind, you know, as you're kind of going through this. So I'm going to grab it back. I'm going to kind of make my way through. And we're just going to kind of make our way through to the very, very end of this. Again, there's going to be a bunch of ads when you're going through. All right, so once you get back out, there's going to be a brig in the middle here that we're going to have to actually eliminate before we can deposit the nuclear core. You can see maybe at the corner of my screen, there's like shields. As soon as that brig is gone, we're going to be able to go ahead and deposit this nuclear core. And that's going to be 1, and we could do the other 2 as well. So when you get to the end of the, well, this is the second room. You can see the scanner is going to be in here if you did put them in, and the operator is going to be in here if you did, again, if you did deposit them in a previous room. Again, I'm just showing you guys each of the rooms so you can see what they look like. So my teammate's going to grab this operator out of this scanner right here. So he's going to grab that, and we're going to go through this. So you're going to shoot this one here on me. This one here. This one here. And this one here. And guys, as you can see, there's also one up on the wall up there. So anyways, once you do that, it's going to have the nuclear core right here. We're going to go ahead, we're going to grab it. We're going to deposit our stuff again. So I'm going to deposit my augment in the terminal. And again, we're just going to rinse and repeat, bring the nuclear core outside. And again, keep in mind that these guys are going to spawn, again, the machine priests on your way out. So just be wary of that. So once again, go ahead and defeat that that brig in the middle there, and then you're going to be able to go ahead and deposit the second nuclear core. Again, it could be in whatever one that you just want to deposit in. And then we're going to go ahead, we're going to do the third room. Again, I'm doing this in clockwise fashion in case you're wondering. So there's a third room we're going to go in. You can do it in any order. Any order, I'm going to show you guys what each room kind of looks like so you guys are familiar with it ahead of time. So in this room, we're going to have the 2 spots here. There's going to be the spots where our augments are going to be, and that's where we're going to be grabbing them. In the room, we're going to have a couple different spots for the keypads. Again, the scanner's going to be able to see it. There's 2 keypads in the middle. There's going to be 2 keypads on that back wall on the right and left side of that door. But anyways, let's grab the augments. I'll show you guys exactly where they are. So there's also going to be a scanner up on this wall here. And this is going to be one of them that we're going to have to shoot. We're going to have to shoot this one up here. And again, there's going to be 2 scanners in the middle that we can see. Let me go ahead by them. This one right here. And then 2 in the back door you guys can see we have here. So we're going to be shooting this one right here on the right side. And the one on the left side here. Guys, keep in mind there's also a scanner up there. So once you do that, the nuclear core is going to spawn. It's going to spawn over here. It'll show you guys basically where it spawns. And again, rinse and repeat, bring this thing out, and we're going to be good to go. So by now you get the drill. You got to go ahead and defeat that Briggs in the middle there. So the Briggs is down. We're going to grab the nuclear core. We're going to deposit it in the final spot. And there you guys have it. Encounter's done. Chest is going to spawn right here. You can go ahead and grab your loot. And we'll continue with this guide. All right, so once you got your loot, what we're going to be doing is heading over to the kind of right corner here. The shield is going to be down, and we're going to be able to basically go through this. It's going to be very easy to make your way through this. I'll show you guys the path in case you're wondering. But it's going to be pretty simple. We're just going to make our way through this whole kind of section. And once we get to the next section, things are going to get a little bit complicated. We're actually getting to the next section here. It's going to count as not an encounter, but something very annoying. And that's going to be this giant meatball. That's actually going to be the boss for the next encounter, but we're not going to be fighting it right now. So what we're going to do is when we're in this area here, you can see that we have power reserves. So if you follow my path to a T, you should probably have the best kind of options. So we're going to power this down, watch the big meatball here. If you can, try to run ahead. It takes a minute for the door to open, and this guy can, like, absolutely annihilate you. Make sure you shut the door to get your power reserve back. And you can see there's a number 1 here. We're going to have to dunk a core in here. But what we're going to do is we're going to open up this, and we're going to have the guy that's going to have the core that's going to be just ahead of us right up here. So you actually see him kind of turn the corner here. Right here. So this guy right here, the resilient captain, he's going to drop a core. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it. I'm going to go back there. There's going to be 3 different kind of spots you're going to have to dunk in. And we're going to have to dunk them in order. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to dunk this one in number 1. Once I do that, what's going to happen is this guy is going to spawn, and we're going to be able to grab the second core. This part's going to be pretty easy if you follow my path. We're going to come out here. My teammate's going to shut the door behind me. And we're going to go over here and open up this door right here. So again, we're going to open up this door. We're going to go through it. We're going to shut the door on the way in. Once we shut the door, we're going to get our power reserve back. We're going to open up this one here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to dunk it right here, which is going to be number 2. The guy's going to spawn right here. We're going to go ahead. We're going to wipe him out. I'm going to go ahead, grab the core, make sure that door is shut right here. And what we're going to be doing is going through this door, which is a little bit of a shortcut, and we're going to head a right, take a right. Be careful for this guy right here. He's kind of going to just be there. The number 3 is going to be here. We don't actually have to kill that guy. But once we do that, this door is going to open. We're going to make our way through. And there's going to be another resilient captain, in which we're going to grab this nuclear core. And we're kind of going into like this whole other section here. So we're going to hang a left. We're going to go through here, powering this off. We're going to head straight across to the right here and open up this door. Being careful for that big meatball that if he does lock onto you, that's not good. Number 4 is going to be in here. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to dunk number 4 right in here. We're going to shut that door behind us. He's going to spawn here. So I'm going to be able to grab the next core. We're going to go through this door. And again, every time you go out, we're going to shut the door. So we're going to make sure we shut the door so we get our stuff. We're going to go over here to this door over here, killing the enemies as we go through. Shut the door on the way in. I will shut the door right here. We're going to go over here to the right. We're going to head through this door. We're going to shut this door behind us. We're going to open up this door. We're going to shut this door behind us. And then we're going to have to kind of maneuver through here, which is going to be a little bit tricky if the meatball spawns. Yeah, so he spawns right there. We want to go through that door right there, as you see on my screen. Give me a second. Let me pick up the nuke core and head through there. So it works well if your teammate distracts him. My teammate's going to distract him to the left. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to sneak over. I'm going to open up this door. And then we're going to kind of head in. And we can see number 5 is straight ahead. The enemies, for some reason, are not loading. But anyways, it would not be a new dungeon if it was not a glitch, if there wasn't glitches. As soon as you open up this door, we're going to head to the left. We're going to drop down here. And we're done that section. That section is done. We are in the clear. And you can see if we go down over here through this kind of area, we're going to head down to this section over here. And we're just going to maneuver our way through this next part. Very, very easy part to kind of get through. We're just going to kind of climb up here. and eventually we're going to end up at the next encounter, which is going to have to do with that meatball. We're actually going to have to be fighting him, so keep that in mind. We're going to actually, sorry, I went the wrong way. We're going to go over here onto these crates. We're going to make our way up through the ceiling, if I can actually jump properly, and we're going to go through this door right here. And then again, like always, once your teammate gets through here and we're all together, it's going to open up this door. It takes a second. Don't worry. You might be wondering, hey, am I doing something wrong? No, you're not. Just make sure all your teammates are kind of there. And we're going to jump across here. Very simple stuff. Very basic. Again, I want to show you guys as much as it can be as thorough as possible. If you do enjoy and appreciate the thoroughness, do consider leaving a like, subscribe for more and all that good stuff. We do variety gaming content here on the channel. We're just going to keep making our way through here. You can see there's 2 different ways, or 3 different ways it could go. 2 are dead ends. We're going to head to the right. We're going to jump on here, and we're going to get into this next room. So this next room is going to be the next encounter. I'm going to explain it, but I can't really go beyond this wall without it triggering. So you're going to have your rally banner here. The way this is going to work is very similar. Okay, we're going to have a bunch of different things we're going to have to do. And so I'm going to kind of explain it as we go, kind of through this. It's going to be something that there's going to be numbers. Okay, so you see all these number keypads. We're going to be doing something that's going to give us 2 numbers, and I'll explain what that thing is in a second. And then we got to do that thing a second time, and it's going to give us 2 more numbers. So we're going to keep track of those 4 numbers, because those 4 numbers we're going to end up shooting on these keypads. And again, there's going to be 4 here, and then there's going to be other keypads. So we're going to start this encounter, but I'm going to show you guys where the other numbers are. There's going to be a number right here on this wall, and there's going to be a bunch of numbers on this side of the wall as well. Once you get to this section here, big meatball is going to spawn up there. He's going to drop a bunch of, like, stuff on you. Keep in mind this this place to kind of store your augment, because we're going to be storing an augment soon. What you're going to want to do at the start of this is basically just kind of kill some ads. You're going to see this guy here is going to have the operator augment. We're going to pick that up, and what we're going to do for now is we're going to deposit it over here, because we don't need it quite yet. We're going to need it a little bit later. Once you've done that, we're going to continue killing some ads until the priest spawns. And once the machine priest spawns, what we're going to do is we're going to kill him. Once we kill him, it's going to spawn us into this whole other new kind of section. So be wary of this, because there's going to be a bunch of shanks that you're going to want to be careful of. So we're spawning in here. There's going to be all these different shanks. We're going to eliminate the shanks. There's going to be exploding shanks as well. So be careful. Those guys are going to try to get close to you and blow you up. So we're going to kill all those guys. And then there's going to be this guy right here, the viral suppressor client. What we're going to do is we're going to kill him. I'm going to go ahead and pick this up carefully without trying not to die. And this is going to be bound to your L1. What we're going to want to do is get this close to him. I'm going to put L1, and then, I mean, you can kind of be behind this wall as well, probably. But when we do that, it's going to basically explode him. You can either shoot the little mimic that spawns, or let him do it. Now, these guys are going to spawn. If you look at them, if you aim at them, you're going to see that they all have numbers. What we're looking for is ones that glow. So for example, they have like a little red thing. So you can see this thing, there's like a red thing there. So that's going to be number 9. And then we're going to have to look for the second one. There's going to be 2 every time we come in here. So it's going to be 9. And I actually can't for the life of me find the second one. 9 and what is it? Right here, this one here, 9 and 4. So you can see 9 and 4. So those are going to be our first 2 numbers. We're gonna jot down 9 and 4. You can either go through this right here where my teammate's going, or there's another spot right here you can go through to get back to the kind of main area. So 9 and 4, we're going to keep those down. And now we're going to rinse and repeat. We're going to do this a second time. I'm not going to show you the whole thing a second time. I'll just kind of skip this part. But we're going to rinse and repeat this a second time and get 2 more numbers. So again, just kind of kill all the ads, kill the priest. You're going to spawn in. We're going to do everything we just did a second time. So again, as you can see, we're doing this again. We got 1 and 5. You can see 1 is right there. Again, you can see like they have these extra little kind of dots on their front face. So anyways, we got 9, 4, 1, 5. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to go ahead and grab the operator thing from the terminal here. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to shoot 9, 4, 1, 5. So I'm going to go around here. I'm going to shoot. It doesn't have to be it could be in any order. It doesn't have to be in that order. So 9, 4, 1, 5. So 9, 4, 1, 5. 9, 4, 1, 5. I'm going to keep going around here, looking for the correct ones. 9, 4, 1, 5. There you go. Shot all 4. And now there's going to be a boss wave. So what we're going to do is there's going to be another one of these guys. We're going to shoot. We're going to grab this. We're going to grab the thing here, and we're going to make him split again. So again, to make him split, if it wasn't clear enough previously, you grab that little blue augment that drops from that that shank or whatever. You pick it up, and it's going to be like your L1 ability if you're on PlayStation, whatever that bind is on whatever platform you're on. You're going to go kind of in his general area. It doesn't have to be super close, but you're going to press that ability. You're going to drop it. It's going to drop this like little kind of blue clone, and you're going to basically either let him explode it or you're going to shoot it. In this case, it's probably faster you just actually shoot it yourself. You can make it explode, and if he's in the radius, it's a very big radius. It's going to get him in that radius, and it's going to make him split into all those like kind of mini servitors. So that's kind of how that works, if it wasn't clear previously. Okay, so once he splits, what we're going to do is we're going to do the kind of damage phase, if you will. Have explosive kind of stuff, like Nova Bomb or whatever you can, because you want to be hitting as many of them as possible to do as much damage as possible. You don't want to do just kind of one at a time. It's not a long damage phase, so if you're not quick, you're not going to get much damage. As you can see, we didn't do great damage. Obviously, the first run we were a little bit late to it, but again, you want to split him with that augment thing, the little kind of blue ability again. As soon as you can, and then start doing damage on them that has kind of like explosive radius. Again, Nova Bomb is good. Anything that's just, you can get as much damage with, between all the little mini servitors as possible, because that is going to be how you're going to capitalize the boss damage. So once you've done a damage phase, you're going to rinse and repeat basically everything we just went through, and keep doing that until we get to the end, and then it's going to be a little bit different, so I'll explain that once we get there. Alright, so once you get to the very end, you're going to see that what's going to happen is you're going to have to finish off every single little servitor, one by painfully one. So go ahead and do that. Just shoot them all, one by one, finishing them all off. Once you finish them off, I think we got one more here. So I'll finish one more. There you go. Once we finish them off, you have completed the encounter. And that's pretty much it. And again, you can repeat it as many times as you want, as long as you're not on contest mode, assumingly when you're watching this. And you'll have your reward right in the middle. We can continue this adventure and make our way to the third and final encounter. So there you guys have it. That is the second encounter complete. So unfortunately, my game kicked me between the last section and this section, but basically what you're going to want to do is just kind of go ahead after you get the chest, and when you kind of move forward, there's going to be a hole in the ground, and when you drop into the hole, you're going to end up in this location here. Now this location here is going to end up having some like electrical sparks and stuff as you're moving through it, so just be very careful and be very aware of that. There's going to be kind of like lightning bolts and whatnot. So we're just going to kind of make our way all the way up here. So we're just going to maneuver up this path. Again, I'm trying to be thorough with you guys and show you guys as much of the kind of pathways as possible. If you already know how to get there, then great. You can skip ahead to this part. But if you want to see how to kind of proceed forward, then continue watching. Let me just get rid of this brig real quick. All right, so he's dead, and we can go ahead and continue forward with this pathway. So we're going to go, I believe it's up here. And now we're going to trigger a whole kind of dialogue and whatnot. And you can see there's going to be like these yellow kind of areas, I guess. And as they kind of charge up, then it's going to unleash kind of like a lightning bolt. Now keep in mind this kind of mechanic, because it's going to be a mechanic you're going to be seeing in the final encounter as well. So again, we're just going to kind of make our way through this whole area as you see me going through. And eventually we will get to the end. But until then, we're just going to keep going. Again, avoid that electricity best you can. I'm not doing a great job at avoiding it, but hey, it is what it is. What can you do? All right, so we're going to jump over here. And we're just going to go where these guys are kind of crawling through, making our way through all these ads. Again, I'm just kind of skipping over most of these ads here. This door is going to open. There's going to be a lot of trip mines. do be wary of the trip mines. They're not fun. There seems to be a secret chest in there, which I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not 100% sure how to get to, but if I could figure it out, I'll let you guys know. So again, just kind of keep making your way through this area here, avoiding the trip mines to the best of your ability, and we're just going to keep proceeding forward here. We do have a machine priest right here, so we're going to take him out. Once the machine priest is gone, this is going to open up for us here. We can kind of continue down this pathway further. Again, being careful with these kind of lightning bolts that are kind of flying in here. We're just going to kind of skip through as much of this as we can. Trying to go quick. Making our way kind of over here. If I don't fall. Okay, so going back from where I just was here, I'm going to jump over here. Try not to get electrocuted. I'm going to jump over to this little platform here. I'm going to revive my teammate because he's having a little bit of trouble getting through here. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna go through here, and once we get to the end, we're going to be pretty much close to the next encounter. We're just going to make our way through this sort of section over here and whatnot, and jump up here. In case you're wondering, I got lost for a second. I do apologize. Make our way through. It's not too difficult. You can see we're at the observation and control area. We're just gonna kind of climb up here. If we can make it up here. There we go. Climb up here. Climb up here. And there we go. We're at the next area. This is going to be the third encounter. There's going to be a whole dialogue, but what's going to happen is we're not actually going to be staying up here. We're going to be going down here as soon as this opens up. So we're just going to say hello to this friendly, not so friendly person. They're going to do a little kind of thing. This is going to trigger this whole thing. And again, you can see the hatch is opening. So we're going to go down this hatch over here to the underground section. And this is where we're going to be actually kind of starting the third encounter. Again, the third encounter pretty much already started. But this is where it's officially starting. Down here. And, you know, there goes, teammate. This is where you're also going to find the rally banner. So go ahead, place your rally banner, and we can get started with this. So this encounter is going to be a little bit lengthier. It's going to be 3 of those augments. Once again, the blue, yellow, and the red. And there's going to be 4 pillars around the middle of the map. You can see them kind of just circling around, and they have blue numbers on them. Keep an eye out for those. We're going to come back to those in a second. When it first starts, you're going to see these 2 shielded guys appear. You're going to look for the guy that has the blue augment, and what we're going to do is use the L1 ability by the shielded guys. We're going to shoot the little kind of clone that appears. It's going to break their shield, and we're going to be able to do damage to kill them, and we're going to do that to both of these 2 different shielded enemies. When you do that for the first time, the scanner enemy is going to kind of spawn, dropping the scanning ability. I'm going to drop this blue one for my teammate. He's going to keep doing what we just did. He's going to kill 2 more shielded enemies, but I'm going to these 4 different pillars across the middle of the room with my scanner, and you can see on the middle of the on my radar that the pillar that I walk by that turns solid white on my radar, that is going to be the pillar that we're going to look for the blue number on. Okay, so they all 4 pillars have blue numbers, but it's the pillar that when you have the scanner, it's going to turn a solid white. So in my case, the pillar had the blue number 4 on it, and there's going to be things I'm going to have to shoot, red panels. So I'm going to grab the operator, the red buff or whatever, and I'm going to look for all of the panels to say 4 on it, and there should be 4 of them. If it's a number 1 for you, there'll be 4 number 1s. And I'm just going to basically do that. Whenever you're done with an augment that you don't need to be using, you can just pop it into one of these sort of teleporters, terminals, whatever they're called. And there's going to be 3 of them. So when you've done everything that I just showed you, make sure you put all of the augments in all 3 what are they called again? I just said it. Teleporters, whatever. Let's call them teleporters, terminals. And then once you've put them in the terminals, look for the side of the room that has red flashing lights and hop down the elevator on that side. It has to be the one that has red flashing lights, okay? Once you hop down here, look for the doorway that has red flashing lights and basically just follow the red flashing lights. When you get into this room over here, what we're going to be wanting to do is something very specific, okay? So we're going to have to get the operator, which is going to be the red augment. I'm just going to call them by color from now on. Get the red augment, and there's going to be 4 red panels across the room, and you're going to want to shoot all 4. It doesn't matter which order, just shoot all 4 of these red panels. And what's going to happen after that is someone should be holding the scanner. If you're doing this solo, then you're going to have to pop your red augment, whatever it's called, back into one of these teleporters, whatever they're called, and go pick up the scanner one, which is the yellow one. And when, again, you can see on my map, there's yellow icons, right? And we're going to look for the clone, the enemy clone, that basically that icon doesn't disappear on your radar, but it turns a solid white. That is going to be the clone that you're going to want to kill. When you kill that clone, you can see he drops this little kind of nuclear core of sorts, and we're going to want to deposit it down here in this room before that buff on the left side goes down to the bottom. The C says sector purge countdown. If that counts down before you deposit this orb, you are going to wipe, and that's going to be that. You're going to die. Okay, so make sure you do it quick enough. It is worth noting that to kill the right clone, some people have said that you need that blue augment where you kind of drop that clone and then you shoot the clone to make it explode and to lower their shields. It doesn't seem like you need to do that. I was just shooting it just with, you know, as a scanner. Once we found the right one, we just started shooting it, and that's that. If you shoot the wrong one, it's going to make that kind of countdown go down quicker. You see the room I just went in? If you lose any of these augments, go into that room, and it's not the room that we started in. We just kind of loop around, and it's kind of like a back room. That's where you're going to find all of the augment kind of enemies respawn if you do lose any of those augments. Again, just the room that I was in just a second ago. It is worth noting one of the ways that you will lose these augments is if you go into the little bunker to dunk the nuclear core with an augment still on you. If you don't put it back in the terminal first, then you'll lose it. And again, you just got to kind of loop around. It's a little bit of a maze down here. Just kind of loop around until you get to a room. It's usually those doors that have like a little tiny green light on it that you've seen a second ago, and you'll see it again right here. One of those doors leads to basically the room that you first dropped down into, and then if you keep looping all the way around through all of the other doors, eventually you'll get to the other side of the glass. So if you look kind of right in here, this is like the main room we dropped down, and then you'll see, if in my footage here, you'll actually see behind me there's a glass, and on the other side of the glass you're going to see there's going to be enemies with augments. So to get there, you just kind of loop all the way around the kind of whole area and whatnot. But again, if you don't have time to put the augments in the terminal, that you're going to end up losing them. If you're doing the second part, which we're going to be doing in just a second here, you don't really need to preserve the augments. It's more for the first time, because once you do it the first time, we're going to have to go all the way around to the other side to basically do this whole thing a second time to get the second half of the enemy or the boss's shields down. But if you don't need to get the augments back, what we're going to be doing is once we've done the first room, we've kind of deposited the nuclear core and all that, we're just going to basically be going through sort of looping around to the other side to go ahead and kind of rinse and repeat exactly what we just did. And we're going to be looking for the stairs that goes downstairs. It'll have a little kind of downstairs icon. You're going to see a bunch of like trip mines and stuff down there. That's going to basically essentially be the other side that we're trying to get to. We have to go through this maze of trip mines. So just kind of make your way through that room, through all the trip mines, which is going to lead you over to the other side, so we can actually rinse and repeat this whole process a second time. When we did it the first time, it took half of the shield from the boss down. Okay, so we need to do it a second time. So in this room, we're just repeating exactly what I did. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead, grab the red one, and again, I'm gonna shoot all 4 panels in this room. Again, it does not have to be in any particular order. And once we've done that, again, I'm gonna grab the scanner. I'm gonna figure out which of these enemies has the is the correct one. Basically, has the nuclear core. So let me shoot the last panel here, just so you guys can see exactly again how we're doing this. I'm going to put it back in the terminal. I'm going to go grab the yellow augment, which is the scanner augment. And again, this is going to make it so it shows up on my radar. Pay attention to my radar. Again, there's all these different dots where all these clones are, right? This one disappeared when I got close to him. That one disappeared when I got close to him. Also, keep in mind at the very top, and this one turns like solid white, so that's the one that is the correct one to shoot. Keep in mind also that when you get close to some of these enemies that are shielded, they have this thing called radiation. You can see right now I have it on my screen. If that radiation gets to 10, it's going to kill you, so make sure you get away from those shielded enemies as quick as possible, because if you're too close to them, again, if that radiation goes up to 10, it's gonna kill you. So again, once we have the nuclear core, we're gonna go into this little bunker. We're gonna deposit the nuclear core once again, and you can see now that we've done it twice, the boss's health is exposed, right? The shield is down, and so we can go ahead and we can make our way back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back upstairs. So not that door, not the door that we came from that had all the trip mines. We're gonna go upstairs here, and this is gonna loop us kind of back around to this door. We're looking for this kind of little door here that we go through, and there's gonna be in the middle this kind of like red circle, this kind of red glow. You're going to walk into it, it's going to teleport you up. Then you're going to go back to where you first kind of came down at the very, very beginning of this encounter, and it's going to shoot you all the way up. Okay, it's going to catapult you up, and there's the boss right there. So that's the boss right there in the middle. You're going to want something that, you know, yeah, so by the way, keep in mind, you can actually fall back down because the hatch doesn't close right away. And if that happens, you're going to end up dying. So just be wary of that. So the way this is going to work is there's going to be the boss in the middle. Snipers are obviously highly recommended. Cloud Strike, Whisper of the Worm, whatever you want to use. You know, anything that can, you know, do some good DPS. There's going to be a bunch of clones. You're going to know who the clones are. The clones are a little bit smaller than the actual main boss. The main boss is going to stay on those back 3 kind of, you know, islands back there. Never going to come towards you. But there are going to be clones that are going to come towards you. There's going to be a bunch of electricity. Okay, that's going to be kind of raining down. If you jump, it doesn't seem to damage you. So, but if you're on the ground, then it does seem to damage you. So just keep kind of jumping around the map and trying to keep moving and avoiding that. Now, as you see, there's a nuclear core right here. We're gonna have to pick it up. So that dropped from one of the clones. So when the clones kind of start spawning right here on the island that you're on, start killing those clones until you find the one that drops a nuclear core, and then go to this back left corner here until that you see this doorway open up, and then you're going to pop this nuclear core into this little kind of thing here, whatever they're called. You're gonna deposit it there, and the door is gonna shut because the boss is basically doing a wipe mechanic. So if you don't come into this bunker and you don't have that nuclear core with you to deposit, then the boss is gonna wipe you. So that's why as soon as you start seeing the clones spawn on your kind of main island, you want to kill them to figure out which one has a nuclear core. Then you can do a little bit more boss damage before that door opens up. You go in and, you know, rinse and repeat. Once the door reopens, you're gonna have this new like kind of little spot that you can kind of, you know, hide behind. Also above me on top, you can kind of go there as well. So you can do a little bit more boss damage at this point, but at some point the boss is going to start doing the wipe mechanic once again, and then this hatch is going to open up right as the boss is doing the wipe mechanic. So what we're going to be doing is once the boss kind of starts doing it, right here you can see the boss is doing it, no longer able to do any damage. We're going to drop back down this hatch, and the first damage phase is basically complete. And at this point, what we're going to want to do is completely rinse and repeat everything we just did again. And we're going to keep doing that again and again and again until the boss is dead, essentially. So again, just kind of reiterate, the way this starts out is there's going to be those two enemies that spawn with shields around them. And again, if you stay inside of their bubble too long, your radiation goes up. And if your radiation goes up to 10, it will kill you. It won't wipe the whole team, but it'll kill you. So, you know, just make sure that you're paying attention to that radiation. Again, you're just going to rinse and repeat everything we just did exactly. Again, I did not want to cut anything there because I want to show you guys an entire phase without any cuts whatsoever. I know it was a little bit kind of quickly kind of explained. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. But I think that's kind of the gist of it. I hope you guys understand exactly what's kind of, you know, taking place here and what to do exactly. All right, so once you basically continue to do all these things again and again and again, doing damage phase after damage phase, you're going to eventually obviously kill the boss, and that's going to be it. It took us, in case you're wondering, in this run right here that you're seeing on screen as we actually completed it, it took us about 4 damage phases. We almost got it in 3, and if we had a really good setup, we could have done it in 2. At some point, I was just using Overture, you know, Whisper the Worm, like I said, Anarchy, some people use, you know, so you just got to play around with it. But anyways, what we're going to do is right on the wall right here, you see me kind of grab like a little thing that's going to progress your quest with Spider. So we're actually going to go back to the last city and talk to him again. But this part here is actually going to be something else we'll talk about, I guess maybe in a different video. But once you actually go to him, there's going to be the quest, and it's going to update again. You got to get these 3 secret messages collected in the dungeon again. But again, this video has been kind of focusing just on how do you complete the new dungeon. So I hope this helped you guys out. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, subscribe for more. It really helps with the channel. If you don't like it, it's completely fine as well. Stick around for more content, and I hope to see you guys soon in another one. Tell them, friends, game on. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you guys think about this dungeon down in the comments. Okay, all right, see you guys later. Hey you! What are you doing? Join the Skeleton Army! Do it today! Don't wait till tomorrow because tomorrow might never come. The Earth is gonna fade, that's inevitable. The next second of your life's not even promised, so you better think about where you're going, and you might as well just join the Skeleton Army. Plus, we do kind of like you a little bit, so it'd be nice to see you around here. But if you don't want to, hey, you're lost. See you later.